every one of us. We welcome you to this beautiful Sunday afternoon. For those who is afternoon, morning, or evening for them, we welcome you to the Dream Team webinar. And we appreciate all the greetings that we had earlier from our sister, Queen Yvonne. Thank you so much for making us feel at home. That's very, very comforting when you sign into a webinar and someone acknowledges your arrival. We appreciate that. We're going to start our webinar today with a wonderful signature tune, In It to Win It, by one of our global ambassadors, Sister Lerato Shadare. And Dr. Derek has taken a lot of pains and time in annexing images to go with that song. So please just pay attention to it because it's very educational, the nonverbal communication that he has inserted into In It to Win It. Without further ado, I'm going to pass this over to our one and only Dr. Derek to play In It to Win It. Thank you very much.
next stop is Impassive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Stand clear the closing doors, please. Thank you so much, Dr. Derek, for sharing your knowledge with us by creating all those images to go with the signature tune that we just listened to. We appreciate you very much. And now we're going to move to one of our favorite topics that we usually do on this platform, which is the mindset or the word, whatever you choose to call it. And the speaker for today is none other than one of our leaders on this and several other platforms. And she is very special. She has a unique way of presenting to us. And we should pay special attention to her today because she has a special message. The one and only Queen Sister Yvonne Finn, who moderates here and also co-hosts the daily forum with our other sister, Yvonne Mundi. Mm-hmm. So she is a very seasoned person. She speaks in a lot of platforms and very versatile in several things. Please, without further ado, let's welcome our sister, Queen Yvonne Finn, who is going to share with us the mindset for today.
Thank you, Queen Debbie. And it's going to be very short because I know everyone is anxiously, eagerly waiting to hear Pastor Paul with his number 2. So here we go. So today, we thank God, as always, for bringing us all together again. We really appreciate that because without him, well, we don't have a start. So today I'm calling this one, Finding Your Still Point in a World of Motion. So I ask us to take a moment with me and just notice the world around you and perhaps even the subtle hum of activity within you. We live in a world that rarely stands still. From the relentless ping of notifications on our devices to the ambitious goals we chase, life often feels like a perpetual current, pulling us along. And if we look deeper, science reveals a fundamental truth. This feeling isn't just perception, it is a reality. At the most basic level, everything is in motion though. The atoms that make up our bodies, our screens, this very room we're in, are in constant vibration. Our planet is spinning on its axis, hurtling through space around a star, and yes, the sun is a star, that is itself moving within a vast galaxy. Motion is the very fabric of the universe. This understanding can sometimes feel overwhelming, even unsettling. If everything is always moving, what solid ground do we have? Where can we find a moment of true stillness? But within this dynamic reality lies a profound opportunity. While the external world is in constant flux, we possess an incredible capacity to cultivate a deep and resilient sense of inner peace. For those of us who believe, Christian believers, we know we can find rest in our God and Christ, our Savior. But in any case, this isn't about stopping the world or denying its inherent movement. Instead, it's about finding our own still point within the flow. Think of it like a deep, calm center within a swirling vortex. This inner rest isn't about physical inactivity, though that can certainly be a part of it. It's a state of being, a way of engaging with the world from a place of greater peace and clarity. It's about quieting the relentless chatter of the mind, allowing our thoughts to pass without being swept away by them. It's about navigating our emotions with a sense of equilibrium, acknowledging them without letting them dictate our every action. It's about accepting the ever-changing nature of life, understanding that impermanence is a fundamental truth, and finding peace within that understanding. It's about feeling a deep connection to our Creator, ourselves, to others, to something larger than our individual concerns. For those who believe, it is about going to our Creator first. a connection that provides a sense of belonging and stability. Ultimately, it's about being fully present in each moment, savoring the now instead of constantly chasing the next. How do we cultivate this inner sanctuary amidst the constant motion? It starts with small intentional practices. Even a few moments of mindful breathing each day can anchor you to the present. Then setting clear intentions and aligning your actions with your core values can provide an inner compass, guiding you through turbulent times. Spending time in nature, observing its rhythms, can remind us of the deeper, more patient cycles of life. Cultivating gratitude, focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, can foster a sense of inner contentment. And consciously creating moments of stillness throughout your day, even just a pause between tasks, can create pockets of peace. The universe will continue its grand dance of motion. Life will continue to present its ebb and flow. But within you lies the potential for a profound and unwavering stillness. It's not about resisting the current, but learning to navigate it with grace and inner strength. It's about finding your anchor in the midst of the storm. As we navigate this ever-moving world, perhaps we can find solace and guidance in these timeless words that says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And may we all find that serenity within the constant motion. And the acronym for the day is the word still, and it's just simply serenity, tranquility, inner peace, letting go, living presently. Let us remember to do as our Creator God calls us to do, which is to be still and know that I am God. That's in Psalm 46, verse 10. This does not mean to stop all activity, but rather to cease striving, relax, and let go of anxieties and fears. It's an invitation to trust in God's plan, timing, and strength, rather than relying solely on our own efforts. This emphasizes God's sovereignty and authority over all things. It's a reminder that God is still in control, no matter how it seems, even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. And that's the word for the day. Thank you for listening. Where's everybody? Thank you, Dr. Derek. I was wondering if I was left alone here.
No, no, no. You see, I was clapping and forgot that I was muted.
Okay, all right, thank you. So I promise short, and there it is, short and short.
It looks like Queen Debbie is unable to unmute.
Okay, all right.
Dr. Dean.
Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. I had to change devices because my phone died. So I appreciate it. Wow. Sis, thank you so much, Queen Yvonne. That was just so powerful. It's very, very powerful. You talked about peace and clarity and a lot of other things that should give us peace of mind and calmness. And that you talk about the equilibrium of everything in our lives. If we listen to that, and I know we did listen, let us find a way to practice it with one another on this forum and other forums, and especially with every perseverance. That would be my urge. Thank you so much, Sister Yvonne. You really did nail it by saying it was going to be short and brief, but it's the words. What you said is very captivating. You don't have to speak for 20 minutes for us to understand. You just hit the nail right there, the right point, and just, it's going to stay with us until we hear you speak again. Thank you once more for sharing that. And I'm going to now introduce our next speaker, who is not a stranger to us, but he's been
She's back. I saw her. I just let her in, so hopefully she's okay. Where is she? Where is she? There she is. She's there.
I don't know. My devices are dying on me one after another. I don't know what's going on today. No.
Stop it. I think she knows.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I have been doing it. Anyway, thank you all. I appreciate it very much, Dr. Derek. And again, sorry, Pastor Paul. Whoa, we know Pastor Paul is one of those wonderful leaders. He is the Nigerian, Africa on passive, the continent and international leader who brings to us a lot of clarity. And if you have ever had any doubts about who he is, this is your one opportunity to listen to him, not just today, but each time he speaks to us, because he has the future of our business at heart. Pastor Paul, as we wait, it's an interesting topic that he decided to share with us as we wait. Can you imagine that? Oh, this is a part 2, and it's not finishing here. We know that while we wait and we listen to part 2, more will be coming. So please get a pen, pencil, and make notes as Pastor Paul speaks, so that at the end of his presentation, you can, if you need any clarity, that will be the right time for it. But in the meantime, I want to stop talking and have him share with us while we wait the second part, and hopefully we'll have more coming after this. Pastor Paul, thank you once more and welcome. The microphone is yours.
Hi, thank you, Queen Debbie, and everyone in the house. I hope I am audible.
You're very loud and clear. Yes, thank you.
All right. God bless the 27 participants in the house. So plus my own humble self, taking 28. Today, I thank God that 2 people that were absent in our first meetings, they are here today. And just it's like today is going to be the brief version. Just like I want to follow the footstep of Sister Yvonne, since he has started with a brief. So that we have to make a talk too brief, so that today's will be a brief day, if possible. And we are missing our mama in the house. And we pray that God will give her and the entire family peace from every side. No, it is not easy to lose a loved one. The emotional feeling, the psychological trauma, and a lot of other commitments. It's so challenging, but though, what can we say? It is bound to happen. We don't have control over them. That is where we need the Holy Spirit, who is the perfecters and the comforters, to take charge. And we believe that he who is always ready, he will do his part always. Right now, we are here on this same journey that we have been for the past 6 years. And in those 6 years, you know that 6 years is not 6 months. 6 years is not 6 months. And you can imagine a mature adult, male and females, coming together from a different background with different cultural, social, and economic background. Coming together is not easy. Interacting, not only coming together, interacting with different interests. So with different interests. And you know what we mean by interest? The interest in what you want to achieve from a particular system. What my interest is different from Sister Rachel's own. And that is why when we started from the beginning, you can see some people, they have 1, 2, 3 founder accounts, but they can pay for 10 people, 10 different people free. That is what they needed is different from another person. The interest of somebody else, that if I can afford to get 10, 20, 30, 50 funding position, so I can take care of different needs. So you can see that individuals differs. And so also everything about us differs. And for those of us that have a little knowledge of psychology, something we call personality. And it has been proven empirically that there is no two human beings that have the same personality, no matter how they are, whether they are identical twins, has no same personalities because of the trait. And so also our view. So there should have been need for us to talk to ourselves. So I talked to ourselves about so many things before we started. And even at the course of the journey, when we have been busy and elaborating and teaching ourselves the potentials of unpassive. What unpassive is all about, the product, the fantastic product, prospective product that are to be built for every founders that will enhance values in different dimensions, that will aid businesses in different dimensions, that will aid personal development. But then we fail in one way, and that is why there has been that some people, some individuals has made the system, the company, look like a cult. They have made it like look like something that should be an avoidable competitions for some recognition of a kind, which it is not, which are not necessary. Then today, I want us to look at it from the angle of the fact that why does most businesses, including non-passive, does not really allow children being part of it. You can see under 18, globally, the adult age has been completely acceptable to be 18 years and above. So it is now allowed that any human being 18 years and above is what is by every standard is qualified to take decision independently without resorting to calling any other person as the causes for choices made. Because ideally, we know that we are responsible for every choices we made in life, but we are not also, we can make choices by ourselves, but we cannot decide, we don't have control over the consequences of the choices that we make. So sometimes we make some wrong choices and then we suffer for them because, like we all know, we all, like those of us that are aware of what differentiates us from even the angels that are in heaven. It is the power of choice that we have. So then today, I want us to take note of something. That why will I harass Sister Rachel for doing something because we are in the same, we are in non-passive together. So therefore, Sister Rachel should not do anything again because for me, I am not a business person. I am a corporate or a civil servant. I work 9 to 5, and then before Sister Rachel is an entrepreneur, she lives with businesses, any potential quality businesses out there. She always engaged herself, and that was why she got to know about unpassive, and she was part of it. Because as a matter of fact, we have 8 billion people in the world, and why will it be only 1.4 million that are founders? What happened to the remaining 7-point-something billion people? Because those 1.4 million globally are either directly or indirectly has some traits to businesses. Either somebody influenced them that is already used to the businesses online, influence them. But why will some people, because of some interest or the other, because of greed, because of selfishness, they want to hold down others? They want to run people down. Even why they did not even sacrifice compared to those other people that they wanted to run down, simply because they are passive. But as we are waiting, you cannot wait. A lot of things are going on. Like those of us in the third world societies, some person can die. Or somebody can die because of $50 compared to a Nigerian currency. The person cannot afford, and the person is dying, practically dying. And with that amount, less than 100,000 naira, this person will be fine, and the person will live. But they cannot afford it. Both himself, both herself, and her immediate family. So, and then you are sitting there in America, you are sitting there in United Kingdom, you are sitting there in Canada, because you are working, you have the opportunity, a good social welfare system. Whether you work, you don't work, you can earn something, and whether you wake up today, you want to work, you can get work. That even the way you change the money, and somebody that is working in the big place here cannot get equivalent of such money, you are now expected that you are sitting down waiting for unpassive, and then you want such person that can die because of less than or about $50 worth to live. You want the person to sit down and not do anything. Does it make sense? No. So we were not. Those are part of the things that we should have sensitized ourselves right from the one, so that at the end of the day, nobody will stand up and start witch hunting. So while we wait, witch hunting should not be part of us, because one thing we know is that when unpassive launch, before we will know who is the real person that will make our CEO happy. You know why? Our CEO is not after money, but he's after whoever that will make him happy, whoever will make his dream come to reality. And who are those? Those are the people that will that have a network, that have people around, that will affect people's life positively with the value that are embedded in unpassive as a system. And so at the end of the day, those are the people that the unpassive will recognize, because definitely a global a company like unpassive must have a laid down principle, rules. Even small businesses that is not even up to 1/100 of unpassive has different rules, different laid down principles and procedures and qualities and achievements that individuals, either founders, either customers, either resellers, will be able to reach before you can attain a particular position of recognition. And all those things will be there. But today, because of the ignorance among us that are waiting, we thought that the only thing we can do that will make us prominent is to draw ourselves to do anything possible to be recognized by our CEO currently, or to draw close, including image damaging, including deformation of characters, including destroying other persons, just for us to be recognized. But you know what? It is ignorance. And that ignorance comes from the fact that we were not properly oriented on why we wait, on what we should have done. And so this topic becomes so important for us to begin to hammer on it while we are still waiting. And thank God that very soon our wait will be over. From what we are getting now, by the grace of God, we are waiting, and that waiting will soon come, and everybody will be busy. So, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we know, for the past 6 years, for the past 5 years, for the past 4 years, for the past 3 years, for those that joined, the last batch of individuals that joined this company should be 3 years. That was in 2022. And whatever you are in for 3 years, you are already a stakeholder. And being a stakeholder, you should know so much about where you are. And then also, a lot of us are lamenting today because we did not really have a lot of ideas. on what we should do. So, and we forgot to know that there's a lot of things that happen all over the world that can affect decisions, that can affect conventions of individuals, that can affect plannings, that can affect programs, and that has happened. Also, ONPASSIVE is not immune to those things because ONPASSIVE as a system exists in this world. And so we have had our own share of all of those things. And that is why a lot of things, a lot of anticipation did not come to fruition. A lot of pronounced programs of event does not come to fruition. And that alone, for those of us that knows that those things are bound to happen because of the systems, the social systems, the economic systems, the political systems, and everything in this world can influence anything and any businesses. More importantly, the new ones, because there are for ONPASSIVE that is coming to correct the corruptions can never be involved in some things that other businesses would do to get away, not to be tangled with some of those activities that is dragging its programs. But you know what? It will only delay, and delay is not denial. That is why we are here. Knowing that delay, we must also know that delay is not denial. And that is why some of the founders have even concluded that the ONPASSIVE is gone. But today, we are seeing different things. ONPASSIVE.com in the last 24 hours is back on the run. How many of you have visited ONPASSIVE.com? How many? I know Sister Rachel has done her now. Sister Rachel cannot carry last. Sister Rachel, I know her. She's very smart. Even if it is middle of the night, she will wake up and go and log in and check that ONPASSIVE.com is running. So now, what are we saying? We just have to understand a lot of things while we wait. While we are waiting, we should keep our minds together. We should find other things that can keep our life going smoothly, that we can feed our family with. When you imagine somebody will sit down in one corner of the world and begin to blame every of his or her problem and tragedies on ONPASSIVE because he owns one funding position of $97 US, and some have not even subscribed their own connect, but they can still languish and complain about why ONPASSIVE has not launched. Because why would we? Because they were not really part of, even the ones that those of us were part of the weekly all over the places. Such people cannot even come close. But then, even if they are not, if there are enough information on what to do, why waiting from day one? A lot of them would have found a way and stop all those unnecessary. Now, what about those of us always on board? What about those of us that are always on board? Some of us, we are still getting everything, but we still fail to recognize some of those principles, some of those lives. And that is why we are always dragging ourselves. You find somebody talking about another person because without anything that does not make sense. Some brothers, some sisters are pulling their fellow down because of what? Because of unholy competitions, and which is not needful at all. And then today, as we are in ONPASSIVE, nobody is a child. So everybody, like I started making informed decisions is something that every adult can do. So if peradventure Sister Rachel, Sister Yvonne, or Dr. Derek decided to do something, Sister David cannot just come and be harassing that, why will you do it? You are in ONPASSIVE. Why will you? No, that is not that is not at all. As long as such person is an adult, because the person has the right and the choice to do whatever he wishes to do. Then let's wait. When our company launch, definitely the value is huge. Who does not like better thing? Everybody will fall in, and then that is where the holy competition would have started. And at the end of the day, the recognition, the real and the true recognition from the true point of duty will come up. So while we are waiting, patience is the key. And the patience we are looking at It's not a patient that you are patient today, tomorrow you go to the street and start complaining and start grumbling. Next tomorrow, you continue, you keep yourself. No, we have to be very calm and be prayerful. You see, I can tell you that a lot of prayers have gone into unpassive. While waiting, we should be praying. Because one, our God cannot lie. If God has revealed to you sometime, because I knew there are a lot of people that went to consult God before coming to unpassive. And it is because of what they got that made them to come into unpassive. And when they came in, because of the revelation they got, they shook themselves more. Then can God lie? No, God cannot lie. A lot of things will happen that will prove that at the end of the day, you will know that, yeah, truly God cannot lie. And that was the case of unpassive. And to make the matter more interesting is the fact that our CEO will also come up and say, it takes only God to destroy unpassive. You can see. So if God is in something, he will show himself in different ways. I know, even from African community all over the world, every Thursday from 2021, we have prayer meetings solely for unpassive. Every Thursday, 1 hour for unpassive. Tell me that those things have not worked. If you are in position to know what has transpired in unpassive, you cannot. I laugh when I see people attribute, Mr. CEO is very strong. It's God. It is the hands of God. Because a lot of people, you have heard him saying from his mouth that if he were any other person, he is justified to quit. Because all the things that has happened is not his fault. That is not his fault. My brothers. So if he quit, he will be justified. But because he would never, he will either do it or die.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters.
That is the position of God.
This morning,
that is what God can do. Even apart from the one that is the prayer I am talking about, the drinking and the prayer you pray every Friday. And so, as different groups are praying God for the existence, for the survival, for the sustainability, for the flourishing of unpassive. So also different all over the world, as you can see the result. So while we wait, we have to be praying. And now, what about the some are engaging in a corporate prayer? Why you not engaging in prayer? And when you are not praying, even with no matter how guilty, no matter your expectations, no matter your belief in unpassive, that you are on your own. But it is God, and that is why a lot of people have died. From simple things. Why? Because they were not strong spiritually with their own life individually. So if prayer and unpassive, despite all that has happened, so why not? It can equally keep you alive, no matter your challenges, no matter the difficulties, and that you enjoy the fruit of your labor in unpassive. So while we wait, we should pray. Pray for ourselves, pray for our family, pray for whatever that concerns us, and then pray in addition to the prayer for unpassive, and so that you will live to see the product, what unpassive is coming with, the fruits. So, again, while we wait, we need to love one another. I think that point is something that those of us that are here that are not soaked or that are not close with the Dream Team family, we just have to go by. But for every ardent members of Dream Team,
I'm the guy. You have the stuff?
It's what they do every day. When you talk about love, the true love, where you want to see come to Dream Team. If you have not been experiencing it, come close. And for everybody that have participated, have been part of Dream Team, you can even see from the caring. There is no group that run webinars globally that have indefinite time of attending to people. In fact, most of us sometimes you can see that When you are not seeing us in a meeting again, it is not network. It is our time for other things, because some of us does not have the strength to stay indefinitely like all of you does. And then those of you that does that, it's not that you don't have what to do, but because of the love. Because of the love. And when there is love, there's no complaint, there is no weariness, there is no sentiment, and that is why they can attend to anybody. Dr. Derry, with the Blessing, with the Benny, Sister Yvonne, Sister Richard, you always go open back office, teach you how to reset password, how to do this, how to do that. And you know what? Like I said, there is nowhere that have it until nobody again is available. No, time is time. And like we know, time is worth, but Dream Team defy that of time is worth. No. They only have the time to come in for the meeting, but there is no closing time. The closing time depends on when there is nobody, no problem unsolved. That is the closing time. And you know what? It's very, very difficult. That is an act of love, because if we agree, if it were other places, if meeting is starting at 5:45 Nigeria time, the meeting is to run for 2 hours. At most, 7:45, we should find our way. Even 1 million people queue up for a problem or what, they should come back next week. That is how it's done. But here, there is nothing like that. So a Dream Team operated like a deliverance ministry. You know, deliverance ministry does not have closing time, because people will come with different problems, and until they attend to all of them. So that is what Dream Team is like. And so they are doing it, and people are happy, and everybody will be happy going with their issues and problems solved. And you know what it means to be talking about, especially senior citizens with the IT system and everything, that some cannot even know how to. A lot of basic things, they cannot do it. So you have to enough patience. There's a lot of patience. Not only love, but patience is very heavy to be able to solve all of those problems. Now you look at if you ask me now, maybe Queen Debbie is not in US, because if she was in US, the network that just knock her out now they will never burn the internet that will knock her out. Sometimes she's busy somewhere in the remote areas in Africa, but she just have to find a way to hide anywhere to be able to connect to meeting. That is the kind of love we are talking about. Okay, look at Sister Edith. Sister Edith will always be available in the meetings, no matter what, whether convenient or not. That is love. And then at the end of the day, all those things, a lot of other people somebody muted me. So while we wait, we should try as much as possible to be rich in all of those factors: the love, the patience, the understanding, the prayer, and also know the boundary, know the fact that in non-passive, we are all adults. And as adults, we are liable to make any decisions without recourse to consulting any other persons before going so. And then unnecessary attribution of fault to people is not allowed, because I cannot say because I am not doing something, Dr. Derry, because Dr. Derry is doing it, I should be angry. I should start what do I say? I should start gossiping him. No, that is not the characters of a good person, and that is not even what passive is all about. So we should, as we continue to talk to ourselves more and more on what is expected of us while we wait for the full manifestation of passive. And last week we talked a lot about understanding the environmental peculiarities, knowing that what you do in where you are is different. What happens around individuals in different places differs. So you don't expect everybody to be like you. Talk about psychological difference, talk about social differences, talk about economic difference, and all those things. When we understand those differences, our behaviors, our view with respect to what others do in non-passive definitely change. Thank you once again for the brief sessions of today's version of Why We Wait, and God bless you for carefully listening from the beginning to the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Paul.
Wow, Pastor Paul, thank you so much. You touched on a lot of things, and then you crowned it by talking about prayers. And I realized that, yes, it's been years that we've been having those prayers. You have it in Nigeria, and we have it with our group. I think Sister Yvonne and a lot of other people are in that group. Those prayers are what have been keeping us, giving us the strength, the courage to continue to do what we do. Every Sunday, we've been here, 500 plus webinars, just to keep everyone engaged, to keep everyone to understand, let them understand that passive, as we were told by our CEO, is here to stay and is staying and has not gone anywhere. So the prayers also go to reinforce what we believe in. So that's a very good thing. And I appreciate you doing this part 2 as we wait. Hopefully, come May, first week of May, you're going to be doing a part 3 of us while we wait. Because between now and then, a miracle could happen. But in the interim, we have to keep just preaching and doing the right thing, especially as we wait. You rightfully say so. We are a lot of us that we do several things on this platform. And if it's one person, the whole show will run. If it's more than one, it still works out. I want to appreciate everybody who is here. And at this stage, I see that we have Sister Kanla in the house. Ma Irene Ikwede is also in the house. So I'm going to pass the microphone over to Ma Irene and Sister Kanla to proceed. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time zone you are joining us. Yeah, it's a pleasure always being here on Sundays while we wait. Wow. Pastor Paul, thank you very much. We're not going to dwell on that. I'm sure everyone listened and you heard it. And we're just going to crown it with prayers. Prayer is the key. And that's it. All right. Moving forward, we're going to go to the bestest agenda on the the bestest item on the agenda for today, and that will be updates. And I will call on Dr. D and his team to let us know what's cooking. So Dr. Derek, Queen Kanla, Brother Alfred, Sister Miriam, Sister Mary, Pendy, over to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Oh. Oh.
Mm. A lot of rich people.
Mm. Yes. Yes, true. Mm-hmm. Yes, mm. Yes. Mm. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you. Dignity. Let's. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll be walking. I will be walking. I might not be able to join.
There is. Yeah. You might want to do that any case, Dr. Derek, because you know everybody's going to be rushing over there, so they might just want to log in early for true. Queen Irene would stay home for that, I'm sure.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Derek. My name is Kanla Rahel Nge from the first state of Delaware and part of the updates team with Dr. Derek and the other team members. Yeah, so Dr. Derek has given us the update, and I think that is it. We all wait. So thank you, and back to the moderator.
All right, for those of you who will be there, please. Well, I know Dr. Derek will be there and he will relate it to us next week. I will be working because I don't want to get in trouble with Doge. Okay, so thank you very much, Dr. Derek. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for the information. We are all looking forward to Thursday. Maybe if I'll be in my office, I might sneak in. But if I don't, because sometimes I sneak in, I really don't hear much, but I hear it better here. So I'm not worried about not being there on Thursday, even though being there firsthand is very important. All right. Maybe with that, I'm sure there are people who have questions or concerns or, whatever that you want to say. This is the moment. I know Dr. B is not here today. Okay. Queen Yvonne and the team. Over to you. You wear 1,000 hats.
Greetings, Queen Irene. It's good to see you. Yeah, so yes, my name is Yvonne Finn, and I live in the, well, not the 51st state, but
No, we don't know. No 51st state.
but now I live in Canada, and we're having wonderful weather now. It's all of +5 degrees. Woohoo! So there you go. It's nice and warm, Dr. Derek. You can come on up for summer. 5 degrees. So yes, I'm the chat monitor, and today I did the word. So that's sorry. +5. I know it.
Florida is burning.
It's only 5. It's only 5.
Which means it's getting better because from 5,
I know, I think so.
We will get to double digits, and it's around the corner.
Okay, are we ready for questions yet, or are we who else is left to introduce themselves?
Yes, I am Kanla Rahel Nge, also part of the Q&D.
Okay.
Yes, with Queen Yvonne, and our Queen First Lady is not here with us today, but I just want to acknowledge her and appreciate and thank her for everything she does. And we know that she's listening, or she will be listening.
Thank you. Great. Okay, so should I just start with what's in the chat? First off, Queen Edith said, what kind of preparation do we need on Thursday? But I don't think, even the link is not there yet, Queen Edith, so I don't think. Right, Dr. Derek? There's nothing needs to be done. Except just show up as you said. Huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I know. At the end of the pop-up, it does say the link will appear here. So I am assuming that they will post it there in the back office because they don't want any, whatever the link will be, they don't want it out too early because you know how some of us are. So I think they're just protecting their excitement and they don't want people to abuse it. And you know that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
So what else do I have here? A lot of praises for Pastor Paul's part 2. So that's great. And a little question here from Queen Edith. I think she's just misunderstood, which it's she's talking about the control, the way to get the degree symbol, Dr. Derek, and it's Alt 017 by holding down the Alt key. Yes. So I hope you're hearing me, Queen Edith. Are you still there? You asked the question. You said you tried to do it, but you said you use control. So it's not control, it's Alt and then the 0176. I hope you get that. And so I think that's it for now, Queen Conla, nothing else.
Yes. So, my and please, if you are able to raise your hand to ask for any questions regarding Pastor Paul's presentation today, please raise your hand and we will give you the opportunity to ask your question. But in the meantime, if we do not have any questions, then we may send it back to our moderator and then we can close the YouTube and then we come back to the rest of Q&D just to make sure that no question is asked that may be a conflict with us.
I just want to, it's a Queen of Iran, if you want to say that. I just want to appreciate Pastor Paul because it's a simple seeming presentation, but it's very informative. It's very instructive and it's very inspiring all at once. He's telling us that we are to love one another because if we're touting ourselves as going out to lifting up humanity, it has to start here with us. Charity does begin at home. We can't be tearing each other down and then going out there to say we're going to be lifting up the world. It doesn't work like that. We have to have it in ourselves first. And there's a lot of that going around that he's obviously noticing like the rest of us. And the thing is, we should fix that before OnPassive does go out to the marketplace because people are not idiots. They can sense who we are and we have to be who we say we are. So thank you, Pastor Paul, for this marvelous, simple, as I say, it sounds simple, but these are the foundations of life. And it's also with the mindset. We have to have that mindset. If we're gonna help one another, it starts here. So thank you, Pastor Paul. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Queen Conla.
Yes, all right. Thank you, Queen Yvonne. For my own, you nailed it. When Pastor Paul mentions psychology or we say mindset, yes, it's one and the same thing. Or similar in terms of definition, but we don't want to go to the clinical differentiation or what might separate it, but yeah. And when he talked about exposure from the beginning, and he used the example of the family for the things when you're born and how you are exposed to the society, your family, those things are the blueprint of what makes you who you are. That is where your exposure begins and how it brings you to differentiate us between those who are introduced into the business orientation versus those who do not have the business orientation that we do not have control over. That is nobody's fault. That even time cannot heal it. Time cannot change it. And that he made mention cannot be considered as failure because yes, the beginning, that exposure determines your progress. And that is why some of us are at the different levels in which we are in the unpassive. But at the end of the day, while we wait, for you who was not exposed way early, what do? You begin from when you were exposed, and you continue the progress, and you start learning, and you grow. For those who were already exposed, even there, you still continue learning, and you grow, and you become better. And what better company, what better platform than Unpassive has been, that has created a uniform platform for everybody. No matter your age, no matter your height, like Pastor Paul was talking about, your height, your age, your color, or a child or a mother, we have everybody here. Child, mother, grandparents, siblings, couples, we have everyone is in here. Is the melting pot. No exception.
No.
And so the
sorry,
fact
Queen
that,
Chandler, sorry.
yes, it's all right. So the fact that we've had some delays is not a failure.
No.
A delay is not a failure. Actually, I mean, we have the old adage that says there is no such thing as failure, only feedback.
Yes, correct.
That is so beautifully said, because it is in that moment when it feels like failure, then you take a look at the feedback, and that becomes the opportunity to learn. That exposes and opens up new windows. And then the growth journey continues. And it is for all of us. So while we wait, like Pastor Paul said, let us look at it from all the different aspects that he mentioned. It's things that we do daily in other aspects of our lives. So it's just for us to incorporate it into our Unpassive. Add Unpassive as one additional thing that you need to be doing the same thing, and start doing it. Let it become part of our routine.
True, very true. You know, I see Unpassive as the antidote to what's going on with DEI and DOGE. You know, it's just at the right time. It really is, because people need this better place to be. So come on in, everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. We are all stepping forward into growth. That, for me, we are all stepping forward into growth. And it is our journey. Yeah. So thank you.
All right. You know what? I will not be surprised that we don't have any questions, because Pastor Paul made it very practical. It was simple, well explained. And I think instead of people asking questions, they are probably marinating it and asking themselves, are we doing these things? So it was quite a teaching moment. And we need to hold on to that, because if we are planning to go out and uplift humanity when our company finally goes live, you have to start practicing those things now. Practice makes perfect. Don't think that at one moment you're going to come out like a magic wand and start being good and start loving one another when you have not been doing it, when you have not been practicing it. Because the hatred now, the divisiveness or whatever, is going to stay in the subconscious, and it will come up without you controlling it. And so you need to start practicing it now. So with that said,
you know what I'm thinking? I think it's time we start discussing unconscious bias.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, you're probably sitting there thinking that, oh, I love these people. I do it. If you are not practicing it, it's gonna be there, and it will come out without you knowing. So thank you very much, Pastor Paul. We cannot really overemphasize us what you told us today, what you said. We just really appreciate it. And we're going to continue with these moments. People have to come in. And you know what? I have learned so much being on these webinars, you will not believe. If I had to go to school, I probably would not have had a major that will have all the things that we have learned here to study them in school. We have had like a broad learning, and we really want to appreciate our CEO bringing us together globally like this, bringing all the talents, all the different knowledges from different aspects of life, different professions, you know, and they're bringing it together and we're learning. Being a nurse, I never thought I would learn anything. I would know anything much in finance like I've learned here, or even a or even no IT security and all of that. So it has really been a teaching moment for these 500 plus webinars. With that said, we will want to thank those who are joining us on the YouTube. We appreciate you all the time being there on Sundays, you know, listening, supporting us, making this a success. Thank you very much. You know the deal. There are going to be many other webinars within the week. Just like we're saying, every time you attend a webinar, you go home learning something. And it's a ton of knowledge attending all these webinars. So if you're privileged, please attend the webinars within the week. Thank you very much. And I think I'm going to tell Dr. D that we're closing the YouTube. And we can have our closing song unless someone has something else to say.
Now, just to add that we want to thank Sister Rose and Brother Momudu for all the work they do monitoring the YouTube. We appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Derek.
All right. Thank you all very much. Really, really appreciate. Thank you, Queen Irene and Queen Kanla, Queen Yvonne, King Pastor Paul 360 Degrees, and of course, Queen Debbie McCormick. Really do thank all and everyone else who assisted in the production, and also all our kings and queens who are present here on the webinar and those on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Really appreciate, really appreciate, really appreciate. Remember, this week is filled with webinars. We know tomorrow, bright and early in the evening, you have Queen Miriam Edwards. And of course, you can get her with the Mindset Monday. Tuesday and Thursday in the PM. You also have Deep Dive. And in the morning on Thursday, you will have none other than Singapore and Malaysia with our passion. And on Wednesday in the evening, in the PM, you will have Julie Pierre, lifting up humanity. And of course, every day of the week, 1 p.m., you have the dynamic duo with Queen Dr. Yvonne and Queen Yvonne Finn. Wonderful ladies. So every week every day of the week, there is some webinar going, and also in different language. And remember, on Thursday also, about 12 noon, just a little before the dynamic duo on Thursday, you should have a corporate meeting with our, for the first of this year, So please join us. We don't know on what platform that will be held at as yet. So from once you have an ecosystem, then peel your eyes on the ecosystem, log in, especially on Wednesday and on Thursday morning to see what platform that this meeting will take place. So thank you all very much. Really appreciate all of your wonderful, beautiful, lovely faces and presence on this Dream Team webinar. Thank you very much to all our kings and queens. Have a wonderful, blessed week. And please remember that without God, nothing is possible. Nothing is possible without God. So we have to have God, even if you're an atheist, because you did not generate the oxygen that you are breathing. And you might come with some scientific, way that the oxygen is being, um, created in your mind. But where did it come from originally? Has to come from someone originally. Has to be created by someone originally. And if you say, well, it come from these gases and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrate and tritrate and where did those ingredients come from? So we can go back and back and back and back, and you talk about atoms and where did those atoms come from? And you can talk about the molecules and this and where did those molecules come from? So we can do that all day. All right. So it's just a choice in what you believe. I choose to believe that I come from a loving God and that everything I see, all the trees, all the stars, all the heavenly bodies, come from a loving God that loved me so much that He provides for me and everyone else in the world, even though we don't believe that there's a God. The rain fall on the just and on the unjust. So that's all right if you don't believe. That's okay. And we do thank you for coming here and for being here and for blessing us with your presence. So have yourself a wonderful week.